Hey guys, this is a review of Thor Ragnarok. We're going to start with the pros and then go with the cons. So, Eli, let's go with the pros.
So I think the music went really, really well with the fight scenes. And I think it just emanated with the fact of I'm powerful and this is a big deal.
I'd have to agree with that point. I think that the music was pretty good. I mean, I guess they did reuse a song twice, though, but it still was a pretty good song. So I would have to say that the music of that was very, it was kind of well chosen because it's kind of like pumping you up and stuff for the fight. So I would say that there's no real cons to that. That was really good music.
I like how Loki was actually in the movie again, but I like how he actually was portrayed as the Allfather for a little bit, and Thor hadn't actually noticed yet, and you could just see like everyone like catering to him and having him eat grapes and watching a play of how he was amazingly died as saving his brother.
Yeah, I would have to say that was a pretty funny thing, especially how they had the Matt Damon cameo, because it's like I never thought I'd see him in a Marvel movie, so it's cool to kind of see him there. I thought that Loki was a pretty funny character throughout the movie, and as you know, he kind of has a weird relationship with Thor to where they work together for 5 minutes, then they both end up betraying each other or something like that. So obviously you kind of have to, it's kind of a tight line to walk on, when you're doing that, because they're supposed to have a friendly relationship but then backstab each other. But I thought that the writing for Loki was pretty good, and as usual, he was pretty funny. He had some charm, and maybe, he's a god after all, and it looks like he is defeated maybe a little too much for a god, especially when he's even going up against like non-gods. But I get that when he's caught by surprise or isn't careful, then he obviously is going to lose.
I really like how the movie actually starts with him hanging by chains, and actually he's in a cage and he's telling like this dead skeleton. So I know you're wondering, how did the god of thunder end up here? Then he just like falls with the chains, and then what's his name?
The demon guy.
Yeah, the big demon guy. So it's just funny how wait, I gotta come around again, how he is turning away from him, and he's like, I swear this thing is doing it by itself. I thought they had some really funny moments in there.
I would say that was a pretty funny scene, but I guess if I had to complain, the demon guy, he did look like he was a unrendered PS3 God of War character, but
That he did.
And even when they had him talking, it looked like it was those cut scenes, a bit like in a game. But I thought that Thor, especially in that scene, he doesn't start out with some boring tale about 4,000 years ago. It gets you right in the action, as it's a third movie. He's been doing it for a while, so to immediately start off with a funny comedic sequence and even some action, I thought that was pretty good for the movie.
I think there was some really interesting drama when his sister, the god of death, caught his hammer and just shattered it into oblivion. I thought that was really well done. And just the look of shock and just how evil she looks with her, all the makeup is really well done with her. How her hair is kind of like the swords, it's like a helmet, but
Yeah, no.
I actually didn't like how they showed that in the trailer. I think the hammer breaking would have been something like a surprise the movie should have kept.
Obviously with trailers, sometimes they might give away a little too much. And if they even didn't show the hammer breaking, then in the trailer, all of the Marvel fanboys would have probably ended up revealing that anyways. But I had to say that was a pretty cool, it was a pretty interesting twist, having him fight for a lot with without his hammer, as when you kind of think of Thor, you think of all his stuff that he's able to do, spin the hammer to like fly or like create like a shield. So it was interesting to see him without the hammer. As you know, he's more than just a hammer. He's a god, and there was a time when he didn't have it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you could see how strong he was, and you could even say that's kind of a thing among some kind of superheroes. As you know, maybe we'll see stuff like that in the future superhero movies when like superheroes, even with Iron Man, how like in one point in I think it was Iron Man 3, how he like lost his suit. It was a time where he was without his suit, so he had to rely on that. I think that's a pretty cool thing in superhero movies when it shows how tough they really are then without all like their extra help.
Right.
Yeah. I think that the like Blue Rock dude, I forget his name, but he was really, really funny. Like, well, I tried to start a revolution, but I didn't print out enough flyers, and the only people who came were my mom, my stepdad, who I hate.
Who I hate. Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, that guy was pretty funny because I think it was played by the director of the movie.
Yeah.
So you know, that was kind of funny to where basically because he could then say whatever, you know, because it's his movie, so he's able to make it funny then through that. And also I think that was pretty cool as you know there've been humor. Thor has been one of the more humorous things, as I know they are in the movie, but how they kind of had like the Jane and Darcy in the first two Thor movies who were kind of like the comedic people. So I think that having, well, I guess the character name is Korg, so having Korg as a comedic guy, that actually worked pretty well. And he wasn't just a comedian guy, because he can also fight too. Like he's made of like rock stuff. So I thought he was a pretty cool addition, and he was one of my favorite new characters.
I think how they portrayed the arena, like with the battle with Thor, like how he's like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
He's from work.
Yeah.
And just how they like portrayed the whole arena, it really like gave you like the feel of like a real battle. I also liked his face paint, how they did it with the red and blue. Looked very warlike.
It did. I like the haircut that he had. I think it was like a reference to Gladiator.
Please don't cut my hair.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny like Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Even about like, you know, when I kind of first saw it, they had like the Grandmaster and stuff. So, he's played by Jeff Goldblum, but I thought that you know that whole kind of world and stuff they have the arena fight. I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of like a lot of like the arena fighting movies, even a bit of like Mortal Kombat. You know, it also is like a really good movie, and I would say having Hulk not be able to like go back to his like banner self when he was in that, so him not knowing that he did all that,
right?
That was kind of good because if he knew he was doing all that, then that would make him a lot less likable.
Yeah.
Because he probably killed a lot of warriors. So I thought that was, you know, it was pretty cool also having an Avenger fight an Avenger. Like they had some of that in Civil War, and it was cool seeing that again in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, definitely.
I think finally, I just really loved how they like made Thor's like eyes light up.
Oh.
And just how like everything around him was just being hit by electricity, both on the Rainbow Bridge and in the battlefield against the Hulk. I think it was really cool when he was just on the Rainbow Bridge and he was like super powered up and everything, and like before he had even gotten near them, like it was like one of those plasma balls where you like it's got all those little laser things coming out and you touch it and they all like focus on your finger, sort of. So it was kind of like that around him. So everything that got near him was just getting zapped with electricity.
I did like that.
I like how his eyes were just like totally electrified, like balls of lightning.
We talked a lot about praising the movie, so now should we go into stuff that we didn't like as much? I guess I can kind of start with, I didn't really like the Valkyrie character that much. Thought she was kind of a little kind of the thing where it's like, I used to be good, and now I'm just a rogue, and now I will go back.
To be good.
It seemed like that, it seemed a little Asajj Ventress-y. I guess that you probably don't agree, Nikhil, but overall though, because comparing her, I mean, I kind of like Sif from like Thor 2 and Thor a little better, but you know,
Who's that?
Sif, she was.
It's one of his like Thor's like friends, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's one of the warriors, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it was kind of, you know, it was kind of bummer them killing off the Warriors 3, because those guys were pretty funny and
Yes.
pretty cool, but
Yeah.
I get that they probably wanted to make room for like new characters and stuff, and those guys were more of just like fighting guys. They really didn't show any much of their personality. through the
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
So do you have any, I guess, complaints with the movie?
Honestly, it was a little fast paced, but I kind of liked that, how it jumped you into the action. But at the same time, it was very like, this is what's happening, get used to it. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of like having that jump into action, but I also like it like when it's a little more like Doctor Strange, for instance, how it started off kind of
Slow.
slowly.
And then he did the car
Yeah.
crash, and that sort of speed everything up.
Yeah, it just gave you a chance to like get a grip on what his life is like and all that. Like, we didn't really know what Thor had been doing for the last period of time between
Right. Yeah.
Age of Ultron and like I guess Thor 3 then.
Yeah.
I guess one thing that the movie was kind of fast paced because it was the third movie. So like the first movie, you need to set up the stuff like, oh, this is Thor.
Yeah.
But by the third movie, it's like we already know who it is. There's going to be a villain, a new villain, but we already know all the heroes and stuff.
Yeah. So we might as well just
Yeah.
do this. I guess I like the cast of the movie. I really liked who they chose. I like Jeff Goldblum. I like how they chose him for his role. He did well in that.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, it was kind of a good cast, I would say. Even how I didn't really like the Valkyrie character, but I didn't have anything against that actress. Like, obviously that was more of a writing thing for me, but I thought that the cast was really good.
All right. I guess that's it.
Any
Thanks.
final thoughts? Any
for-
ratings?
Yeah. Final ratings. Let's go with that.
I would give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, I would actually also have to give it a 9 out of 10. It was really good.
I'd have to give it a 9 out of 10 as well, I think. So thanks for watching. This has been us, Adam, Eli, and me, Nikhil. Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time on another movie review.
Yeah.
If you'll be there.
I probably won't.